and welcome to another Goatscraft video. Today I'm gonna do a bit in my trading hall because I haven't been here doing that much lately. I'm gonna show you first what I've done, and then we're gonna get on with creating some trading villagers on the trading hall. So this is the main trading hall, like the general area with a lot of different versions. Like the ones I'm sorry, trades with, I have closed the window one, so I know which one I'm not. It's kind of butchers, some farmers, and some meeting tables, toolsmith and worksmith, or whatever they're called. Some librarians. I'm gonna try to make this one a good trade, but it doesn't want to. Because what I'm trying to get is the Frostwalker. And why I'm getting the Frostwalker is because I'm gonna build a gold farm pretty soon, and I remember the pain of not having the Frostwalker boots or putting down all the magma. I remember that pain. Because either you need to live with you're losing a tiny bit of health all the time, or you need to sacrifice one of your fingers to hold down the shift button. You probably could use toggle shift, but who wants to do that? Really? So I would rather just grind and get the book, because I noticed a bit too late that you will not be able to get that book from the enchanting table, which is why I tried to stop some villagers with the librarian trade. Ooh, Curse of Binding could have some practical uses, but is it worth sacrificing one villager to only sell Curse of Binding books? I need to think about that one for a little while, and then we'll see if some people will wake up with a pumpkin on their head. Well, anyway, then if you go down this hall, first you will get like this empty area. This is where I'm gonna do some kind of trading hall. It's gonna be bigger in that case, of course. And maybe I'm gonna go it for like farmers. Maybe I'm gonna do it like for maybe like Fletchers, maybe, or maybe like the ones selling wool. I can't remember the name at the moment, but the ones selling or buying, I suppose, buying wool. So either something like that, or maybe, well, maybe I'm gonna, or maybe any other kind of villager trade. I have forgotten. Like the stone mason I like, because you can get quartz from there. Anyway, let's get on. This is a boring empty hall at the moment, so just jump straight from it. And I have there was lava in here. I think I removed it at some point, but here's where I throw in everything I don't want from the trades. There was lava at some point, but this is gonna be my main trading hall for where I get most of my emeralds, I hope, because this will be like armorers, toolsmiths, and weaponsmiths. And I've prepared a lot of chests of all kinds. And also there's water. Is it called the water elevator if the water go downwards? I'm not sure. Anyway, it's an item transportation water elevator. So here, I'm gonna build a second iron farm. Or maybe 2 more iron farms. I haven't decided yet. It depends on if the trades from a single one will be good enough for this trading hall. And then when all the iron gets collected, it will automatically be transported all the way here. And then you will get it down here. And when all these are full, it will automatically start collecting in this one. And then I also prepared like the hopper there, that if all these will be full as well for some weird reason, then I can just continue and add more chests and everything will be fine. And so just make this system is kinda pretty simple, because when you know like the logic of hoppers, that they always go down before they go across. So even if you take a look at this, I can't see that. You see that hopper in the corner, this hopper, like that one, and you see that is pointing into this hopper. So at first, when the items go down, they go into this hopper, and then they go into that hopper. And in this case, you might think that the hopper is transported across, but no. The items in this hopper will go down. So as long as the space in any of the chests or any of the hoppers below there, it will go down before it goes across. And why I'm explaining this now is because it took me maybe 5 years to Yeah, maybe 5 years to figure that out. Because, when I figured this out, a lot of farms went a lot more simple, like a lot more simple. So, but anyhow, I only have one in here at the moment, and that is a tiny, and it's an armorer. You can see that this has a good trade with 1 emerald each, and that is because he has been a zombie at one point, but now he's a villager again. Okay, so you have seen this before, but then they have a friend in there, like yeah. He has been stealing any of the dirt blocks actually on the actual farm, so he's allowed to live. But if he breaks this farm, then it's gone. He's gone immediately. But so far, he can live. And here, my villagers. This farm haven't been on for so damn long now. I've used quite a lot of villagers, and yet there are so many in here. It's insane. So, how does this work? Because this is a zombification chamber, and I haven't really shown this much too much. If we press here, first off, I'm not gonna do it right now because I already have a test subject up there. But first off, you press this button, which will dispense a minecart. I have several on me, which I should not. It dispenses a minecart, and it picks up a villager from there, and it goes around all the way in here, like. Let us tax another. It goes into the villager slot. There's a power rail, so it stops there. And there's a zombie that stole my diamond boots, apparently. I was searching for them for quite a while, and I've now found them that the zombie have taken my diamond boots. But anyway, when you press this button, it will power the thingy, and it will go over here. And then from here, it shoots out the golden apple, and from there, it shoots out the splash potion of weakness. And then you just give the apple to the zombie. Like, you don't even need some kind of preparation, you just take the apple that's coming from this dispenser, dropper I mean, from this dropper, and then from this dispenser over here, it potion of weakness. And now it stops yet again here, because it's like you see there, rails, it stops exactly where I wanted to stop, and I don't need to go into the push, I just need to press a single button, and they are off to go. And then we can try and follow him, see, and he should be going down at the correct spot, and he did. Hello, Mr. Zombie. So I will do like that, and then we can remove this, because next time we'll open up this one. It'll be perfect. So then we go around again. Okay, so it takes a while to go around, so I should probably make a speedy thing to go there, because I do need to be close when the villager turns human again. Oh, I should not go in that direction. What I'm trying to do now is that I need to go into crawl mode, so I can go in. Yes, I'm going to crawl mode, and then I take away the minecart before. Please let that block go, please. Okay, but before. So, oh, that was quick. So, and now if I don't want to see them, I can just do this and pretend they are not here, and everything will be all good to go. I want to show them off now, because I really like this place, and I know there's a lot of diorite. I don't like it either. It's just that some parts I have to live with, because it was there in this mountain part, so I have to deal with it unless I want to change it, because I have not added that diorite there myself. That is a given. So I mean, I do have the stone. I could just change the diorite to stone, I suppose. At least some part of it. So a little bit better. Because as I said before, I don't like the diorite either. It does not really look that great, so this. Okay, this will do for now. It's a lot better. I know there's a huge stain left, but I don't have too much stone on at the moment, and I don't want to waste all the stone on the diorite, because it's not worth it. So anyway, it's time to fill out the armorers. So I need to get more zombies, so tag along. So if you wanted to see this process from the beginning, so we have the villager farm, and we press this button here. This is so satisfying to look. I just love to look at this every time. Then it stops in the correct position, and you saw how fast that zombie killed the villager. Like, it's super fast. Like, the villagers stand no chance. They are doomed immediately. Okay, pay attention what happens over here after I press this button. Okay. See? It's spends a golden apple, and you get the splash potion of weakness, and then you give the apple to the zombie, and then you press this button and you're off to go. Oh, stop it. That's not so good. Just following the zombie all the way. And it got into the correct position. Oh, oops. I guess I can drop down, so when the villagers are dropping down, this is what they see. And this is what they see if I close this. And it's just awesome, so cool. So, anyway, I don't have to walk around everything, I just drop down in another hole. See how easy that was? Okay. Anyway, the best part about using this part is that you can remove this blast furnace when the villager is standing here. I can show it on the actual villager, I just realized, because I've locked down the trades. Okay, so if I remove this blast furnace, see, he's still stuck. The top of his head is too big. His head is too big to be able to walk anywhere. So I can just remove this if I want to, and I can even walk in here without problems. I can run out, I can do everything, but he's stuck. And I love it. It's because when you do it like this, it will be slightly less than two blocks tall, and apparently stacks are... I'm not sure exactly how this part works, because I'm clearly... Let's see, wait, hold up, this is interesting. Can you see that I'm clearly taller than... I'm clearly 2 blocks high with my... So, look at this. There we go. Okay, now, before this is turning human, I need to fix this first. I kinda got sidetracked a tiny bit. There we go, and I'm not gonna add the dirt back, I'm gonna add the stone back. There we go. And now you just need to stick around until it turns into a villager again. And I know I could have done this a lot more efficient, but I mean, considering that after I fill this room, I don't need to do this part again. So why should I try to build it closer or something like that? Yes, it's fine. It will take time. It takes. It's okay. I haven't even built the iron farm yet. That the iron's gonna go down from here. I have one iron farm that I can take the iron from, but that is mainly more for like normal usage, I assume. Mainly, so it's okay. I will build the iron farm at some point soon, and I hope to take you along with that ride, because that's my favorite iron farm. Because it's at least double speed as a traditional iron farm when you only build like one spawning place for the iron golem, and this is like a double combined into one. The placements of villagers make a lot more sense, I would say, in my personal opinion, on this iron farm than a traditional one, which means I like this a lot more. It both gives more iron, and it also gives like I think it looks a bit better, and overall I like it a lot. It's pretty easy to build, and it works every time. You don't need to add a timer for like when the villager go to bed and you know what to spawning stuff. You don't need it just works. You don't need to do anything up to build it. It just works. And I will build it like now about 5 or 6 times or something like that, like the complete farm, and it has been working flawlessly every single time. So when I build that farm, I will take you along the ride, and I will also tell you what tutorial I'll be using to start with, and what changes I am making myself when I'm doing it to make it a tiny bit better. And so yeah, I can show you the iron farm later, but just have 3 floating beds in a row and 3 villagers on top of every single bed, and then you have a zombie in the middle, and the zombie is bouncing up and down, so which means that the zombie will break line of sight ever so slightly often, and whenever the line of sight with the zombie is broken, they can go to bed, and then they will be woken up 1 millisecond later. It's the best. I will show it later. Okay, anyway, I think this villager is done. Yeah, and it also have this beautiful 1 emerald trade. And I'm just locking the trades out in for now, and then later when I have a bit more to do, then I will be able to, like, I'm not really filling out the trade at the moment, I'm just locking them in, so in case he will come with a worse offer later, I'm covered, you know, I'm covered. So, and all of this will have the one emerald, 1 diamond trade, and normally when I'm playing when I'm done an iron farm, that trade is ridiculous. I'm never gonna do it whatsoever at all. Never, like never, ever. But in this case, when I have an iron farm that is producing tons and tons and tons of iron, this is a really good emerald deal in this case. Like, I prefer this over carrots or potatoes, and that I've never said that before. I also need to make the pumpkin farm and melon farm. So I have that as well. I could do that in that other place I was starting to build, like, you know, pumpkins, melons, and I also have the carrot farm, the potato farm, and a beetroot farm. So I can have a steady income of emeralds, so I can spend on a lot of goodies, or good stuff. I'm not sure exactly what to spend it on yet, except for, like, you see, as I prepared here, like headwear, chest plate, legs and shoes and such like that. And I will show you why I have such a lot, because it fills up fast. Like, when you come up to a certain point, like, they are pretty cheap. I had it like 1 diamond and 1 emerald a piece before. And it's just just look at this. So I'm gathering a lot of these. Oh, you changed. Fortune 2? No, I'm not gonna block the Fortune 2 one. I'm like, Fortune 3 or nothing. Like, go big or go home, okay? You can't just come here with the Fortune 2 book and expect it to be better than the Curse of Binding, because in that case I'd rather take the Curse of Binding, which seems a bit counterproductive, but I mean, why get the Fortune 2? I guess I can just combine the books. I'm just never mind. So I'm to not be stuck in the same place the entire time as this video, and I'm gonna go out here and I'll show you some other stuff. So, every time I go out of here it's night. I don't like it. Every single time it's night when I go out there. So I can quickly show you some other stuff here as well, because this is, I can just start and show you like this place. And this is, you guessed it, the water transporter elevator thingy that all the iron will go through. So you see, like this water and there's ice, and you know, it goes very smoothly. This is a really good water transportation system, and you don't really need to use glass for this. You can also use like whatever block you need, like whatever block you want, either if you have too much of it or if it just looks good, I guess. But this water transportation is just something with using see-through glass. You can see what's going on in the farm, like you can see what's going on in like the farm, you can see what's going on in the water. Like, it's something so satisfying to see just things float by every so often when it's in glass. It warms my heart. It does. Somehow it does. So around here at some part the iron farm will be, and I can show you my iron farm. So this is my iron farm, and I've also built this in glass, but considering it's a snowy environment, it looks like I have carpets on almost every single glass part, but I assure you it's glass underneath. Okay, so we have a zombie underwater, and he's just bouncing up and down, up and down, up and down. So every time he's below the glass here, they break the line of sight, so when it's nighttime they will be able to fall asleep, and then when he bounces up they see him and they get scared. And you can also turn it off like just by turning these glass pieces like here, so he can't see them anymore. Then the villager thinks that everything is fine and they do not spawn anymore iron golems. And the killing mechanism is exactly the same on both sides. Like they can spawn. The only spawnable blocks is in there, which is also why I love glass. It's not a spawnable block. I love it. So they spawn anywhere in here, and then they just fall down here into the hoppers, and they get. Oops, that's that bad. Oh god, that was not planned. Up we go. Okay, it's a bit yeah. So anyway, here we have it. I've already been taking out so much iron from me, like so much, and yet I can make at least 1.5 stack of block of iron. Not too much of a long time. And then we have the other side. I think we have about the same amount, and I'm taking a lot of iron out of here. Look, I'm taking like a lot of iron out of here, and still it gets even more. This I can definitely get almost 2.5 stack. You see, spawn 2 iron golems at the same time. So usually they spawn at the same time. Sometimes one farm might be off and it doesn't spawn one, but the other one spawns. And I've never had any issues with this kind of farm, because everything just works so flawlessly. I'm so proud of it, and I'm making some small changes, like adding a crafting table next to it, if you consider adding a crafting table change. And I also made, in another world I also had like 4 of these, or even more. I can't remember yet. At least 4, even more of these in a row. Like then I mean 4 doubles, so 8, pretty much 8 iron farms. And then I added like the water streams going down, so instead of going into hoppers and then into chest, it instead goes through a water stream. And then all these water streams combined into one in the middle, and then going down from hoppers in chests far down at the bottom, so you can just pick up the iron at the bottom. And from all the 8 or more, I can't remember, 8 or more iron farms into the same chest, and that was filling up really quickly, and all of them worked from the first try, and everything was just so flawlessly, and it worked perfect. So I give whoever made this iron farm is a genius. Like, I love it. And in this case, oh, see, they spawn again. It goes really fast. So in this case, I obviously had to make a glass roof, or it didn't have to be glass, but a roof on top of the water, because otherwise it melted to ice. Which is, well, it won't really kill the iron golems as well as you think. And so then we have, I think I've already showed this part before, right? Like the carrots. Like we have carrots here, the village powder farm. Like they gather the carrots, they throw it to this guy in the middle, but instead it goes into my hopper, and it goes into chests of carrots, potatoes, and we also have on top of here the last vegetable that no one really likes, but I had to make it anyway, because trading and everything. So go down here like beetroot, and in this case I made like accessible doors. Just open here, and then you can just squeeze yourself in, and the villager will not be able to go out. This is very easy access in case something goes wrong and you need to go in, because these have the trouble for these is just insane. I had to troubleshoot all of these farms like several times each, and I didn't want to take the job. They just didn't want to work. They just stared at something and didn't want to do anything else whatsoever. So it took quite a while to make them to actually work. Just even if they had a composter in the middle and it was all covered in crops, I didn't want to do anything. So it took quite a while of troubleshooting and some sacrifices to make that happen. Oh, they moved this card. Oh, well, it should be okay. And you can squeeze yourself out again. But I have noticed that you will need to close all the trapdoors when you go away, because otherwise they will be a zombie when you come back. I mean, it's not the end of the day, you can still change it, but it's a bit annoying that when you go and want to, you know, trade with the villager maybe. And what you see when you open the door is, oh, a cat. Is this my cat? I have a lot of cats, probably not. Okay, it's not my cat. Anyway. So When you open the door, you want to do some trades, and on the other side is zombie wants to kill you. And also this dude in here had a lot of fun at one point, and when I went in, there was like 3 babies in this place. Because somehow they moved the minecart too much, like a bit too much, so they were able to breed. And there was a lot of babies just roaming around, and naturally that had to be fixed, because otherwise they would just focus on making more babies instead of giving me potatoes. And obviously we can't let that happen, like you focus on the potatoes or you get nothing. And yeah, this is the result of that part. I'm very innocent in that slaughter. I'm just saying that was the result, even though I didn't kill them by my own hand because they had to kill me. Like, well, I'm not saying I laid someone to do it, but I'm not saying I didn't either. So, okay, I grab all my cats, which is great because no creeper explosions to close my bed or like the door. The birds for some reason.